Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from the Delaware County Fair. It is Wednesday, the 20th of September 2023. It's Jugette Day from Delaware County Fair, and I'm going to look at the Jugette and a couple other stakes races on the program. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And I mean around the world. Remember to go check out my Little Brown Jug preview tomorrow, and Saturday my Pennsylvania Derby preview. But it's a good card here. It's a marathon card of 22 races. I'm not going to look at all 22. Maybe tomorrow I'll dive into a little bit more of the races. If I feel very spectacular, maybe I'll look at all 24, but I highly doubt it for tomorrow. But for today's card, we're going to look at a few of them. Races 4, 11, 5, 15, races 4, 11, 15, 18, 19, 20, and we'll talk about race 22, the Jugette, when we get there, as who I like in the final. But let's get to the fourth race now, which is the South Mountain Stables, the Standardbred 2-year-old fillies pace. Field of 4 pacers going for a $40,000 purse, going for, not $40,000 purse, said that right. My top selection, I'm going to go with the number 3 horse here, A Few Choice Words, 3-1 in your exacta. They have 50-cent exactas here, which I find so crazy. But 3-1 exacta, top selection 3 horse. Few choice words. 2-year-old filly by Courtly Choice. Blake McIntosh trains. Yannick Gingras in the sulky. The horse's most recent outing came last week, the last Wednesday at Batavia up in northern New York or western New York, and the Excelsior Series final. And he finished second by 1 3/4 lengths that day. He sat back early. He tipped wide at the half, but he was really pacing home decently late. I didn't think it was a half bad race. Refreshing here, back to the half mile. Hopefully Yannick's a little bit aggressive on this one. I think this horse could really run a good race and win. Definitely run fast enough races to win, and has definitely been on the logical improve. 2 back in New York, Excelsior's Tioga, 27th of August. He finished 4th by 6 lengths that day. He had a bit of a wide trip from the outside poster. He needed something more late, but he ran his heart out from where he was drawn. And then a Vernon on the 12th of August, and New York Excelsior A Series. He finished 8th by 18.5 lengths. He lost everything at the beginning. What can you do? It just wasn't his day to win. And his most recent victory came in New York Excelsior at Batavia on the 2nd of August, winning by 1.5 lengths from a tracking trip. He really paced home a decent race, 156 and 3, and he won the week prior in New York Excelsior Series of Yonkers on the half mile, win by a length on the front and all throughout on 156 and 3. He had a very easy half, which really got to him. Almost 31 second half, going to that half, won him the race. He likes the half mile. He's drawn well. Gets Yannick in the sulky. He could definitely win. I'll use him in the multi-race. But to recount my selection for the fourth from Delaware, I'm going to take the 3 horse, A Few Choice Words, 3-1 exacta for me. Let's get to the 11th race now, which is the Kenny Jacobs Ohio Breeders' Championship 2-year-old fillies first division. We have a field of 7 trotters going the mile trip, going for the $65,600 purse. I'm going to take the 4 horse Possibility as a top selection. Let's go 4-7 in our exacta. 4-7 exacta, top selection of 4 horse Possibility. This 2-year-old filly by What the Hill, Christopher Bieber trains. Todd McCarthy gets the mount. The horse's most recent appearance came the 9th of September, so 2 Saturdays ago in the at Scioto, and the Ohio Sire Stakes final for 2-year-old fillies. And she finished 4th by 13.5 lengths that day. And off the gate, she set the pace, but then she just kind of crumbled underneath. It wasn't her day to win. Refreshing here to a half mile. Not the world's toughest race like she saw last time out. She's going to get a good poster, get some good speed. I think she'd go a lot better with the half mile and get a better race here today. 2 back in Soda on the 24th of August, Ohio Sire Stakes, and she finished second by 3.5 lengths. Again, she showed gate speed from wide poster up. She just couldn't keep up late, but she ran her heart out that day in 156 and 4. And then prior to that on the Sire Stakes at Soda, 10th of August, she finished second by a half a length. She just stalked all the way around the race course. She needs something more late, but I thought it was a decent race. Her most recent victory, she won on the front and all throughout at Soda on the 18th of August in Ohio Sire Stakes, won by 3/4 in length, 20 and 4 for that final quarter, 156 flat. I thought that was a very good effort. Coming here today, she could win. The 7 horse Sugar Instead could win for Ronnie Gillespie. Was a winner in the Ohio Sire Stakes final at 60 cents a dollar last time out. Winning by 4 3/4 lengths, almost on the front and all throughout. A very easy run there. Week prior at 10 cents a dollar, so she won by 5.5 lengths that day and really paced him quite easily. Coming here today, she could definitely win also. 4 to 5. I know it's a short price, but we'll use her in the multis. But to recount my selection for the 11th now, I'm going to take the 4 horse Possibility. Give kudos to 7 horse Sugar Instead. 4-7 exacta. Use them both in the multi race. Let's head over to race number 15 now, which is the co-feature on the program. It is the Buckette Stakes. It's for 3-year-old fillies, field of 10 trotters, going for that $88,000 purse, going that mile trip. I'm going to go to the second tier to the 10-horse Condo Volvo, I'm going to go 10-6 in our exacta. 10-6 exacta, top selection 10-horse Condo Volvo. This 3-year-old filly by Cantab Hall. Francisco del Cid trains. Dave Miller is in the sulky, the Buckeye. The horse's most recent outing came the 9th of September at the Meadows. Non-wars of 5, eccentric parimutuel, and the horse went by 4 lengths. And on the front and all throughout, 28-1 for that final quarter. He trot home decently, 154-3. That was a very good race, 30 cents to the dollar. They needed the race. They found a race. It was a good run. Week prior, the horse ran at Chester in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes Championship. The Sunday before, and the horse finished 4th by 1 3/4 lengths that day. Had a bit of a weird trip that day. He never got to the front of him from the inside, and he just kind of got shuffled out of it. It wasn't his day to win, and then back at the home base at the Meadows in a Pennsylvania Sire Stakes 3-year-old fillies, finishing 3rd by length that day. He left off the gate, but then just kind of crumbled late there. And then the most recent victory before that was in non-wars of 5 extended parimutuel, winning by 3 lengths from a wide trip, from an inside trip. He really took off clear. He's stepping up a little bit class here today, but I think for the second tier he could find a good trip. He can win. I would use her on the ticket or her on the ticket. I think the 6-horse Help of the Season for Peter Wren could win also. Was the winner last week at Hoosier in Indiana Sire Stakes, won by 1 3/4 lengths. Again, easy tracking trip, swung out wide late, but it was still a very good, nice run for her. Prior to that, she just had a little bit of trouble trip to that half, which cost her at Hoosier, and then won quite easily before that in a stretch battle at Hoosier in Indiana Sire Stakes. Come to the half mile, she might have to get used to it, but she has enough speed to win here. I'll use her in the multi-race. So to recap my selection for the 15th now, I'm going to take the 10-horse Condo Volvo, give kudos to the 6-horse Help of the Season, 10-6 exacta, use them both in the multis. So let's get to race number 18 now. Over to race number 18, which is the 51st Jugette for 3-year-old fillies, first division. Field of 5 pacers going the mile trip, going for that $25,000 purse. Going that mile trip. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 4-horse Earth, Wind, Fire. Let's go 4-1 in your exacta. 4-1 exacta, top selection of 4-horse Earth, Wind, Fire. This 3-year-old filly by American Ideal, Brett Pelling trains, Timmy Teatrix in the sulky. The horse's most recent outing came 9th of September at Yonkers, New York Sire Stakes Final, and the horse finished 2nd by a head that day. From the wide post right he left, he had some quick fractions on the front end, on the wet track, and he just kind of crumbled late. He just couldn't keep up. He ran his heart out, but he got beat by a little bit of a gamer horse that day. Refreshing here, not the world's toughest race. I think this horse could find the trip to win here in the Limb. Can she win the final? That's for another. That's in about 10 minutes. We'll talk about that, or 5 minutes. Two back, she ran Toga and the EBC 3-year-old championship, the Empire Brews series, and she finished 2nd by 3.5 lengths that day. She just couldn't stalk. She just stalked all the way around the race course. The winner just outgamed her that day, but she did get around the race course well. And then the Sire Stakes of Batavia on the 16th of August, winning by a neck. She was decreased margin victory late, but she held on to the victory. From Jack Pelling to Timmy Teacher today should suit this horse well. When he's driven the horse has really become a great horse. This horse actually won the MGM final back at Yonkers in June quite nicely by a nose on the front and all throughout. So coming here today, I'll use her on the ticket. The 1-horse Bellissima Hanover can win also for Tony Atlania. Was a winner in the Simcoe last week 2 weeks ago at Mohawk quite nicely. And the week prior at the Meadowlands, this horse just never really got going in that in the condition race. Since it took a little bit of time for this horse to get back to the racetrack, but slowly she's getting better and better. She ran her best race last time out, back to the track. Using her here, she could win with a little bit of a class decrease, or not a class decrease, but with the half mile and the inside post draw. I'll use her on the ticket, but out of the 2 divisions, I think this is the weakest one. I think the next division is quite nice. But to recap my selection for the 18th, it is the Jugette first division. Gonna go with the 4-horse Earth, Wind, Fire. Give kudos to the 1-horse Bellissima Hanover. 4-1 exacta. Use them both in the multis. The 19th race, it is the 51st Jugette Limb. 3-year-old filly, second division. Field of 6 pacers going that mile trip, going for that $25,000 purse. I love the 5-horse Southwind Bella. 5-6 exacta here. 5-6 exacta, top selection of 5-horse Southwind Bella. This 3-year-old filly by Huntsville here. Ron Burke trains Yannick Gingras in the sulky. The horse's most recent outing came in New York Jersey Classic at the Meadowlands on the 9th of of September, and he finished third by 1 3/4 lengths, and he just couldn't keep the gate speed late. He just couldn't keep up late. He kind of hit the wall, but he ran his heart on the mile track. Refreshing back to a half mile, not the world's toughest race. I think this horse could find the trip to win. Two back in the Empire Breeders' Series at Tioga's 27th of August. He finished fifth by 3.5 lengths that day. He was off and on the lead throughout. Again, he just couldn't keep the gate speed late, but he ran his heart out there. And then at Batavia in the New York Star Stakes, he finished second by 3.5 lengths that day. And he just kind of stalked all around the race course. The winner really had a game victory. This horse at 15 cents a dollar should have won that day. And then at 80 cents a dollar at Yonkers and the Sire Stakes, he won by 3.5 lengths. And on the front and all throughout at 80 cents a dollar, that was a very good run for her most recent victory. Coming here today, she has hidden class to win this race. She has a lot of, she's definitely run some fast numbers. She could win. A horse that's also run some fast numbers here is a 6-horse odds-on Hail Mary for Linda Toscano and Scott Zaran. Was a winner 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago now, at Chester in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes, win by 1.5 lengths. It seems when they have the big days at Chester, they really speed up the track. And 1:48.2, this horse was flying home, 28 seconds there. That was an all-around good race. Prior to that, in the Lynch at Pocono, she just never really got going from wide post. She was wide throughout, and I just don't think she liked it there. And then the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes in the Meadows, she came off the pace, finishing second by a half length. I thought she really paced home decently in 27.3. She's coming to the half mile for the first time in a minute. I'll give her a shot here. A horse to watch out in the finals. We'll talk about the finals after my final race here. But to recount my selection for the 19th from Delaware, it's the Jugette second division. Gonna go with the 5-horse Southwind Bella. Give kudos to the 6-horse odds on Hail Mary. 5-6 Exacta. These are both in the multi-race. The 20th race now. It's the Mark Ford Stable and Training Center Ohio Breeders' Championship, 2-year-old filly second division. We have a field of 7 trotters going for the $65,600 purse. 7 horses are going to the gate. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 2-horse Roxana. I'm going to go 2-6 in your Exacta. 2-6 Exacta. Top selection, 2-horse Roxana. This 2-year-old filly by What the Hill. Aaron Merriman's in the sulky. The horse's most recent outing came the 2 weeks ago at Soda in the Ohio Sire Stakes 2-year-old filly final, and she finished second by 4 3/4 lengths that day. And again, she didn't show a lot of gate speed, which is sometimes a thing with her lately, but she settled back on the back of the pack. She swung out wide late, and then she paced home decently for the place. Not a bad race after all said and done. They were going quite slow, but it was still a decent race for her. Refreshing here. Not the world's toughest race. Maybe if she could show some gate speed like she did earlier on in her career, she could definitely win against these horses. Two back, she showed some gate speed mid-race or some speed mid-race at Sohoda and the Ohio Sire Stakes. She finished third by 3 lengths that day. She stalked, she had the lead, she got overtaken in the final stretch. They were flying that day, but she ran her heart out that day. And then at Sohoda and the Ohio Sire Stakes, won by a half length. Again, not a lot of gate speed. She swung out wide late, but she paced home decently, 157.2. The most recent race where she showed gate speed came at Northfield in the Ohio Sire Stakes from the half-mile track. She left off the gate, she got overtaken, she got a little wide, but she came back to win at 12.5 to 1. That was a very, very good game performance. If she runs that game race with that tenacity today, she could win. I like her a lot here back to the half mile. She could win. I'll use her in the multis. So to recount my selection for the 20th, it's the Ohio Breeders' Championship. Going to take the 2-horse Roxana, 2-6 Exacta for me. Now let's talk about the 22nd race, which is the 51st Jugette 3-year-old filly final here, going for that $255,000 purse for 1 mile pacers. Like I said, that 19th race, I think that's the better of the two eliminations here for the Jugette, and I think that race is probably going to produce your winner. I think it's a 2-horse race. I think your most likeliest winner in the final would be Southwind Bella, and I think odds on Hail Mary, the 1-2 basically I have in race number 19. I think it's a 2-horse race between those two. Seeing how they come out of the limbs, like I said, I just think it's those two are the likeliest winners. It wouldn't surprise me if Bellissima Hanover could get a piece of it. She would complete my trifecta there, but my top 3 would be Southwind Bella for the final, odds on Hail Mary, and Bellissima Hanover. That's the top 3. We'll use them in the multi-race wagers, or there's no multi-race wagers, but the trifectas there. So it's going to be a good Jugette final. With that being said, good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me tomorrow for my Little Brown Jug preview. Good luck, everybody.